I was a part of SIP in the summer of 2022. SIP has been the most important part of my academic career, I think. I learned skills that I was never able to learn in classes.
I'm Monty Sharma. I'm the managing director of MassDigi, and one of the things that I do is run our summer innovation program. The summer innovation program was meant to be the opposite of a traditional internship. Instead of a student making the smallest decisions under careful supervision, we wanted them to take full control of the project, ownership, responsibility, and come out knowing that they could do professional grade work on their own.
Games have been big in Massachusetts since the 60s. So in some ways, we're sort of the birthplace of sort of modern video games. We have a really healthy sort of community of developers, and we'd like to see that grow. Tim Lowe, and I'm the executive director of the Massachusetts Digital Games Institute, otherwise known as MassDigi. Students from all over the world apply. They come work in our studio in Worcester for the summer. They get paid. We give them a place to live, and they have what can be considered the sort of time of their life. It's a great experience, not only working on the games, and more importantly, I think it's the opportunity to work with peers from all over. SIP is different than almost any other internship out there because the teams have really control over more things than they would in almost any other setting. So this is where we work in the summer.
An average day at SIP was pretty much like a 9 to 5.
All the student game developers in there would assemble into small teams of 5 to 6 with an even distribution of programmers and artists and game designers.
I was the composer and sound designer for the 4 games. I would talk to the team and then figure out what sound was necessary for the game and then go and create it.
I was the producer of my team, which meant I was in charge of managing the scope, managing the project, managing the timeline.
Having a published video game on the App Store is already a pretty strong portfolio piece.
We got the chance to leave with like a published, very polished game, which was incredibly helpful for me.
The biggest thing that I've gotten from SIP, which is I was able to network with people, especially people in the industry. I was able to connect with someone from SIP 2012, and so they decided to hire me as a concept artist, and I've been working on that game ever since.
All of them have had opportunities to work in games, whether it's the big studios that everybody's heard of, to small indies, and we've even had a few that have started up their own companies. I think building relationships is important in getting in games. The game industry is still a pretty small community. One of the neat things is at this point, we've been doing this long enough that we see people who've gone through SIP, graduated, gone off to work, and now 10 years later, they're hiring people who are coming out of SIP now.
SIP students are incredibly ambitious. I've hired 2 of them. They've been working with me for 6 and 7 years. I've always been blown away by the tenacity of all of the students just being able to put something together that's new, that's fun.
Like all of the SIP games, really cool. I'm pretty biased towards my game, but yeah, Hellfire Hair is my favorite.
I have to say my favorite SIP game is my own. It's called Demigod Daycare.
I'm gonna say Cafe Cadres because I worked on it.
I can't choose one. There's so many of them that are good in different ways.
They're like children, right? You can't pick one over the other.
It's always going to have a special place in my heart because I put so much love into it.
I attended SIP in 2012. 10 years on, like a lot of these people I'm still friends with actually.
It was a really great way for me to learn how to work in a studio setting.
My experience at SIP has definitely set me up for a much better trajectory at the start of my career.
I am way more confident in my game development skills than I was previously. Definitely do SIP if you have the opportunity. It's one of the greatest experiences you can have as a young developer.